Okay, there we go. All right. Crack-a-lackin'. Glue on my hands left over. Hope everyone's doing well. Wonderful Wednesday. All right. Let's see. And I got to show Terry's thing here. Get over my photos. Hi, Kat. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Missy, Kat, Dawn, Laverne, Terry. I was just trying to get your picture here, Terry. I took a picture of it so I don't have to hunt it up on Instagram. I'll show it here in a minute. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. It is adorable. So, hi, Arlene. Hi, Taylor. Hi, Taylor. I like all your little emojis, your fall emojis. Uh, let's see. Annette, Beth, Arlene. Let's see. I'm scrolling through to see if I catch everybody. Thanks everybody for being here. We give it a few minutes to say good morning to everybody. Got my lemon water. I got banana. My ice is all stuck. Let's see. So thanks everybody. Am I missing anybody so far coming in? I got the new mixed media book. I should go. Let me go grab the watercolor one too. And I don't really use it like Janet does. Let me grab it. Okay. So we've had the watercolor one for a while, and now she came out with the mixed media. So we'll show these. And then I got a little inspiration. I'm not really doing a project out of this, but I got an idea for something from it. So we'll see how that goes. I hadn't really played with it, so and I just got the book yesterday. Let's see. Pamela. Who else am I missing? Thanks everybody. Hope you're having a good week. Are y'all working on anything other than Terry Brad, who I got her picture of her what do you call it? Prompts. Get all these. Why does everybody start texting each other during my first 2 minutes? Let's see. I got my copy yesterday, and Janet should have hers too. Okay, I hadn't heard if Janet got hers. Well, I haven't talked to her since I got my delivery, so she probably doesn't know I have mine either. Let's see. Okay, I guess I've caught everybody's far. Hi, Kimberly. And I'm so glad to see that Peggy started posting. Let me go look to see if I can get that. Peggy started posting her little holiday vignettes. Let me go over there. Let's see. I love all her. Oh, she got a new one. That was 5 minutes ago. Okay, I'll show that too. So she posts, hi Janet. Janet, did you, and Missy ordered hers yesterday. Did you get your book in? Terry got hers. I got mine. Did you get yours in, Janet? I hadn't talked to you since Amazon ran. Hi, Linda. Beth said, with Colleen and Daniel, we did a paint along together last night. We were doing it again on Tuesday nights. Okay, so Tuesday nights, y'all are doing a paint along. Okay. And Colleen is CK Art. And I'm not sure Dana's name. Beth, what's Dana's channel name? I can't remember her channel name. And it's Dana's in there, but I don't remember the channel name. And of course, everybody knows Colleen is CK Art. And y'all know Beth. Let's see. Hi, Lori. So Peggy's and her name on Her name on Instagram is pfits384. So she posts the cutest little vignettes for all the holidays. Okay, Beth said that scrappy girl Dana Yates. Okay, thanks, Beth. Scrappy girl Dana Yates and Beth Schuler and CK Art Colleen do a Tuesday night thing. Okay. Hi, Ellen. So this was yesterday's. I think it was yesterday's, and then she did. I can't. She has music with it. You'll have to go look to listen to the music. So there's her little. She has. I think that's on her fireplace, maybe, or a mantle. I'm not sure, but she has the cutest vintage. She has the cutest vintage holiday decor of all the holidays. She has every holiday, I think. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh. And of course, Orange doesn't want to show well on camera, but y'all go look over at Peg. Go follow her. pfits384. And then I did post today's Inktober. Now I've done Inktober a couple, 2-3 years ago. Anyway, but I have not done a poster. So my Inktober is a poster this time. So here is a sand dollar, and I have music playing with mine as well. But you'll have to go over there. So I'm Inky Well. If you go to Inky Well, so this was today's post and I have them all there. They're all there, all the different ones that I've done so far. And I did finish and varnish my pumpkin. So I'll show that to you, and then Hubster can take it after lunch to work and put it out there on the welcome counter. And apparently everybody gets a big kick out of the pumpkins. Thanks, Tina. Good morning, Tina. So she comes in with all the names. So if I missed anybody, Tina probably won't. Let's see. Miss Dawn P. Who else? Cindy Daly, Curiously Michelle. I said hi to Ellen, I think. So good morning, everybody. Thanks, Tina. So did Janet say, let me scroll back. Did Janet say if she got hers? Scrolling. I was on looking. Oh, she got hers yesterday too. So Janet, me, Terry, anybody, and a couple other people have ordered it. So we're going to look through it. And like I said, I'm not going to work out of it today, but I did get it's kind of a smudging of a inspo from it. But I do want to do, I'll do more probably out of this book than I will the watercolor, which I love the watercolor book because it's stunning. But Janet will work more out of this than I would. Hi, Bees Coloring Hive. Let me get a sip of my lemon water here. Thanks, guys, for being here. Wonderful Wednesday, as our Julie Topaz used to say. Happy wonderful Wednesday. Let's see. Belinda, did I say hi to you already? So put it in caps. If you're talking to me, make sure you have all messages clicked at the top of the chat window so you see, we'll see everything, but you won't see all the chat if you don't have all messages clicked at the top. Me too, Janet, me too, Miss Julie. So, and I don't know, Kat told me this. I don't know if y'all remember, her real name was Mindy, but she went by Mitzi. I think it was Mitze. Am I correct, Kat? And she hadn't been around for quite a long time, but apparently she has passed away. So, or gone on, I should say. I don't like to say passed away because I believe that there's an afterlife. So, yes. Thanks, Arlene. Yeah. So I don't know if y'all all heard that. I'm sure if you're friends with Cheshire Cat or any of her cat mods all over the place. If y'all are lucky enough to have Cheshire Cat as one of your mods, no offense to Tina or Janet, of course. Tina mods from Pete, Dark Sayings Pete, but Janet, I barely got Janet to mod for me. No, she probably mods for a couple people here and there. I think she mods at Devon's, and Janet and I tease each other, guys. That doesn't mean y'all can tease us, but Janet and I can tease each other. Okay, thanks, Cheshire Cat. Yeah. So, hi, Melinda. So, yeah, Cat is an awesome mod. And Tina's no slacker. Let's just say that. Yeah, you're not. You know better, Tina. Uh, I love my mods. I cannot do this without them. I just got to say, I'd be just sitting here reading chat the whole time if I didn't have them. They're amazing. Hi, View. So I have not used these very much, only a couple of times. My Simon Hurley Stellar Ink pads. Now there's 12 all total. I didn't know if I'd like them. I'd never bought Simon Hurley's stamp pads before. So I said, well, I'm going to get 6, and I do like them, but I've not used them hardly at all. So if I get the other 6 colors, and I don't know if you can buy them separate. I think you have to buy all 12 to get the other 6, I think. Let me get a bite of my banana, keep reach out for a minute. Get my voice going. Hi, Debbie. Let's see. Yes, Arlene. Arlene's another one that if you have her as a mod, I'd get her to mod here, but it's too early for her. She mods the late night people, and she mods some of the big channels. So she mods overnight a lot of times. So when she says, I'm going to go to bed, when she says, I'll see y'all later, she means she's literally going to bed. So, yeah, but Arlene's another one if you get her as a mod. Let's see. Yeah, Belinda, mods are amazing. All right, let's see. Okay, I think I caught up with everybody. If I miss you, just put it in caps so I can see you. So again, I had the creative abstract watercolor. Oh, before we do that, let me go ahead and show you my pumpkin. I did finish it. I varnished it, and I will post pictures of it. Maybe later today. I took 4 or 5 pictures, so I'll post all the different angles. I did liquid pearls, which probably aren't going to show very well, but I did put liquid pearls over the white dots to make it look like pearls, So there we go. And it's varnish, so it's going to be shiny. So I'll just kind of move it around slow, because this is going to be the last time you'll see it, because Hubster. Oh, and let me show you the bottom. I just did a whole bunch of scales. Oh, don't want to draw. It's heavy. So, yeah, I've not done a mermaid one. If you want to see all my other yearly pumpkins, you can go look on Instagram. Every year I do one. So, did a mermaid one this year. I put a necklace on her, a pearl necklace, and I put some pearls in her hair and a pearl earring, even though she still has that wrinkled eyebrow. So, yeah. So there we go. There's the 2 main girls right there. And so I'll post pictures close up later. Let's see. Jane puts on spurs for Dee's cat herding. Oh, Janet. Yes, Janet. Don't mess with Janet. I'm telling y'all, people. My mods have complete control. If they don't like what you're saying or doing, they have boots. We don't have to do that very often. Just sometimes we get a troll every now and then. And, they're just some kid, off on school break or something. But mostly we don't have them like we used to when we first started 15 years ago. So anyway, there we go. That's my, I'll try to remember. I'll show it one more time before the end of the stream. So, and then I'll let Hubster take it after lunch. Okay, so uh, Tina goes, well, I have mean streaks too. Thanks, guys. Thanks. I really appreciate it. Hi, Riri. Yes, I got the pumpkin done. I worked on it yesterday, finishing the collaging and the painting. I didn't have to add too much collage, a couple of fish and shells. And then I did all the painting with my acrylic markers filled in. And then I varnished the bottom last night. No, I did get a I varnished both of them. The bottom, and I let it set for a couple hours yesterday afternoon, and then varnished the rest late last night and let it dry overnight with the pearls on it. So I was glad to get it done to show y'all today. So, all right. So let me zoom in while I show the books. All right, here we go. So this one, and they're both by Kate Rebecca Leach. Y'all can follow her on IG. And Carrie the Crafter has done some projects out of, I think he did one out of here and one out of here. I don't remember. But he's worked out of it. And I think she's in UK, and he's been in contact with her. And so they've talked, and he's promoted her books and stuff like that. So, okay, so Creative Abstract Watercolor was her first one. And again, Janet has, if you want to see more done out of this book, Janet's done more out of it. So, yeah. Oh, thank you, Kat. There's the mixed media. That's the new one right here that we're going to show, the mixed media one, which a whole bunch of us have already got yesterday. But I wanted to go ahead and show some of the watercolor one. Hi, Cat and Paste. Hi, Charmaine. Who else am I missing? Angie. So there she is there. And yeah, she's on IG. I think Janet might have been the first one to find her because of the watercolor aspect. Last year, I think it was. Was it last year, Janet, that you found her? Let's see if I can find what's going to be in the bag. This one came out in 2024. Yeah. Yeah. Riri. So wait, before we get, well, let's wait a few more people get here because I want to show Terry's pit thing or prompt thing, but I want to wait for a few more people. Okay, so Patty Tolly Parrish told you about it. Okay. She was like, yeah, Arlene. So anyway, so she talks about what's abstract art, and she talks about supplies, material, the materials, and color philosophy, and then the techniques. And I heard it's eye candy just to look at everything, right? So I'm just going to kind of do a quick flip through. She shows different techniques. And so there's a lots to it, especially if don't you think, Jan, if you're new to watercolor, that this will really inspire you? So I'm just going to do a quick flip, and just so y'all can get a little flavor. So I think she did something like Janet did something like that. Well, she's done a couple little mini projects. Janet never copies it exactly. She just kind of gets, inspo like we all do. Yep, Flavor Flav, Tina. And so the new one is the mixed media. And I did put a couple little tabs in here to tell you kind of what inspired me. Now, I was going to say, I'll be honest with you, but I always try to be honest with you. Just so say that is redundant. But I got some inspo from it, but I haven't really done my inspo that's in my mind. So, we'll see if it works. The idea that I had to do this. I've seen something similar with watercolor and stamping. And but then when I saw something, let me just flip over to it. So here is some of her. This one's the mixed media one, but you see the little white, and Janet does this all the time on hers, the white dots, the white lines, the white doodling on top of it. And you could do that on watercolor. You could do it on acrylic. You can do it on, I'm going to try something with the gouache. And then over here, this right here. And I think Carrie the Crafter might have done something with this. I can't remember. Guys watch so many people. I barely keep up with my own channel and Janet. I barely keep up with my own channel. But I think Carrie the Crafter did something with the inspo from this. But what my inspo, as Samantha would say, is the doodling on top of the watercolor. Now, I'm guessing it's watercolor. Yeah, watercolor. And she did watercolor, and then she did punch outs, right? And I think Carrie the Crafter did something similar to that. I think. Don't quote me. I could be wrong. Could be a total different project. But anyway, so let's see. With the skills that Jana has, she could publish on. Well, she could, Tina, but I know Jana, she won't do it. It's a lot of work. If y'all have never tried to look into publishing a book, even a color book, the girls that I've talked to that do their color books now, again, this was also before AI and also before quick publishing on Amazon, but the ones I've talked to design and draw out a color book, it takes a year. And I don't want to spend a year on a book. And something like this, I know it probably takes at least a year to do something like this. And I just don't want to do it. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, sure, oh, everybody liked Dee Dee's book, yeah, I know, but I just don't want to do a book. So, Tina, it's a lot of work. I want just to enjoy encouraging y'all, inspiring y'all. If y'all want to do a book, y'all go right ahead. I'll be right there. I'll buy it. I'll buy your book. You don't have to pay me to buy your book. You don't have to send me a free copy. I will buy it. And I got to say, all these Amazon purchases you see, they're not paying me. I don't have an Amazon affiliate. I don't want to have the time to take to have an Amazon store. And over the 15 years that I've bought Amazon stuff, I probably could have made some money on Amazon. But I just don't want to take, it's a lot of work, people. It's a lot of work. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so she'll be Billy. Okay, good. Angie, I can get my Angie bowl. Okay. So anyway, what I wanted to kind of do with the inspo from this and this, the doodling on top of the watercolor, was get out some stamps I have not played with in forever. My hand carved stamps. I'm going to get out a bucket O stamps. You'll see in a little bit. And I've not really, I can't say I've never dipped stamps in watercolor, but it's not my thing. So I thought what I would do is either maybe play with some gouache, but the Simon Hurley, because these are real juicy and wet, and you can wet these down. So I will get my, some little pieces of, plastic here to play on, and play with that. Also, because they're not permanent, I don't think these are permanent. I'm pretty sure they're not. They're watercolor blends. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are not permanent. So when you wet them, they'll be like watercolor. So that's why I pulled the Simon Hurley ones. So yeah, I got the lemon water hiccups. Hi, Terry. Let's see. So hi, Belinda, Cynthia. Anybody I missed coming in? All right, so let's go back to the front here and just kind of, I'm not going to show y'all every page, but I want to get y'all, inspired to, if this is kind of something you like to do, mixed media. And she does use watercolor in here as well. So what's mixed media? And of course she puts collage. Y'all know me and my collage. I love me some collage. But so here's some just different pieces, her inspo pieces. Again, materials and, supplies, a color palette. She talks about different color palettes, watercolor techniques. So she shows some of the watercolor techniques, this is the one that I bookmarked to kind of do some doodles inspo from. Then collage. There's the graphic circles where she punched those out of, look at that beautiful watercolor. She did just the watercolor is beautiful without even punching them out. So, yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of flip so you can kind of see the colors. And her palette is like, I don't want to say it's muted. What would you call it, Janet? Um, it's kind of one shade down from jewel tones. It's not bright jewel tones, but it's those colors in jewel tones. They look just so beautiful, right? Look at those colors. I know Janet loves her colors. Janet really loves her colors. So there's that. Let me see who's Denise is texting me. Denise did not get to come down in case y'all hadn't figured that out. Um, she's talking with the family. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to do, is to play with some stamps with the stellar inks, maybe some gouache. If this, if I need more colors or more whatever, I'm just going to play with Simon Hurley stellar inks because I haven't played with them enough. And I'll stamp. Well, let's get some here. This is just like leftover packaging, or this is like a clear sticker pouch, and I used it, and then I got the plastic left there. All right, before we get started, though, I want to show Terry's. Let's see here. Go to my photos. So y'all know Terry she does almost all the prompts. And, I never want to make her feel pressure to do them, but I'm always glad she does because they're always so good. So the prompts from Monday were haunted house, nautilus, ostrich, beard, and Komodo dragon. And y'all have to go over there and look at it. This is just a photo I took. So she's got more likes and stuff since then. I just took a quick picture because that way I have it right there to show y'all. So so here's the ostrich, there's a bearded guy, there's a Komodo dragon, the ghost, the haunted house, and so she has. And she also uses the lollygagging book, that Cheshire Cat that we read out of. We were on N on Monday, and so she picked a couple of those too. It's good to be out of that house. Now, down to the nitty gritty. What first? So the ghost is leaving the haunted house. Let's go to the Nickelodeon, which was one of the words. We can scare everyone in the dark. Oh, yeah, the Komodo dragon goes. Wow, that must be one of those newfangled costumes. Quite impressive. Terry just rocks the prompts. I tell you, she can make an illustration out of anything. Now, if anybody was going to I could see Terry doing children's books. Terry could rock children's books. But again, does she have the time, the inclination, the what to want to do a children's book of some kind? But it's amazing, right? Let's see. I didn't get one wrong. Did you say nautilus? I thought it was not nautilus. Nautilus. Yeah, nautilus. Like the nautilus shell right there. Yeah, you did it. You got the shell. Yeah, the nautilus shell. You snuck that in there back there behind the house. Maybe that's the outhouse. The outhouse for ghosts is a nautilus shell. So anyway, y'all go follow Terry Brett 3 on IG. No, you did not. Oh my gosh, Terry. Okay. And again, I also suggest y'all go follow P Fitz, and what was her? Let's see if it's still there. Peggy Fitzmaurice, but she goes by P Fitz 384, and go see all her holiday decor vignettes. So she has the best vignettes and she does all. This one's a little reel there, and she has the best vintage stuff. Holiday decor. So y'all go follow both of them. All right, let's see here. Yes, Peggy does, and I was so glad. And I told her, I said, "Oh, I'm so glad you're doing getting in out the holiday decor because I love her holiday. It's all vintagey stuff. Hi, Ann Makes. Popping in briefly at Dr. Point. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for stopping in, Ann Makes. And I think I got two envelopes back here that need to go to you whenever Canada Post is back, from strike. Have you heard anything, Ann Makes, or any of you in Canada heard anything about the Canadian Post strike? I've got the all my Canadian mail is sitting back here waiting until that opens back up to send. So I don't know if anybody's heard. Thank you, Kat. She put up Peggy's. Nope, still on strike, I believe. Okay. Well, I have lots of stamps in. Let me just show you how I store them. This is how I store my stamps. I have two of these. Okay. And these are the ones I'm not using today. All right, I think I'm going to have to back out again for a minute. Okay, so I have them. I've unmounted all my wood stamps. Well, I have a few. I have maybe, I don't know, 50 little stamps that are still not including my alphabets that are still on their wood. But I've unmounted all the other ones and put them on well, some of them I have on on a piece of something, but they're all in these what do you call it? Page protectors. Page protectors. And this is how I store my stamps. So you can see, like, here, let me take these out. So like this. See, they're on page protectors. And that way I can flip and I can look and see what I have in here. And I can find everything real easy. Like, look here, see? Here we go. Some of the smaller ones. And so I can just flip to find them. Because how they were in different ways I've tried to store them. This just works the best for me. So like here, these are a bunch of unmounted ones. Here. Uh-oh. I just lost Mona. One of my Mona Lisas. So I put them in here like this. And you can put a little piece of double-sided tape on the back to hold them in there. So yeah, there's some alphabets and then a lot of the Technique Tuesdays. And so anyway, this is one of my buckets or baskets, if you will. And then some of my smaller ones I have just like this. And they're like, just like these, like the mushrooms, the butterflies. And they're in here like this. And I can still flip through these and find them like this. Okay. Here's some artist trading card backs. So that if you make artist trading cards, you stamp this on the back and put your info on it. And then here's just like I got a couple of these left over, these Bow Bunny ones that I bought for giveaways. I still got a couple of these. Maybe I should do a giveaway with these that I got on clearance. Or were normally $249. They weren't expensive anyway, but they were marked down to $124. I gave away a whole bunch of these when I bought them on clearance at Hobby Lobby, and I had these two left. We'll pull those. So anyway, I have these, have them all in here. They're on their plastic. They're on there. Here's some stained glass windows. Those I might pull those. All right. And then the Tim Holtz ones, the Stampers Anonymous ones, they're on their plastic. They come on their plastic like this, right? So I have all them right back here in the back. I don't know if I want any more of those either today. And then this is just one of my this is an old Jane Davenport set that I probably got on clearance someplace, but I just like it because it's a little mermaid set. I know Xander probably has 5 of these. And then I got my stamp blocks here. I might pull 1 or 2 of those. I have some smaller ones right here, but I'll pull a stamp block. And then underneath down here, I have a lot of the, well, and this is the only ones that are really a pain to get to. And I don't even know if I want to try to do it. I have all the little Tim Holtz, small Tim Holtz ones under here, like these kind. There's a name for these when they came out, but they're all down here at the bottom. So I have a whole bunch of these down in here, just because I didn't want them in the bucket I'm getting ready to show you. All right, so that's how I do my stamps. These two baskets, and then the other last one that I have is my hand carved and a whole bunch of just randoms. Y'all don't email me. Don't judge me. We'll do a giveaway with this, one US and one international here in a little bit. All right, so this right here is my hand carved and other miscellaneous, if you will. Hi, Mama Four. Let's see. Hi, Kathy Berg. You got your book yesterday, Kathy? See, we're all getting it at the same time. So, yeah. Congratulations, Kate Rebecca Leach, on the release of your new book. We're all buying it. Oh, let's see. Who else am I missing? Cindy. Kathy Berg. Rachel. Hi, Rachel. Do you use two-sided tape? Yes. Yeah. Well, no, well, let me put it this way. I don't use it to stick it to the block, but they all have a little bit of double-sided tape. If I really need to, Arlene, I'm going to do a whole bunch. I will put a piece of double-sided tape on the back. But like the ones that are in the page protectors, there's a little tiny piece of double-sided tape on it to hold the page protector, to stick to the page protector. So let's see. Hi, Skinny Cat. You always have to. Well, that's all. Well, thanks for stopping in, Skinny Cat. Hi, Mary. Good to see you. And Mary she does some serious stamp carving. I haven't carved any in a while, but what I have carved is in here. And it's not in any kind of order. So let's see. But Mary does some serious, and I haven't carved in a while, but if you want to see some carving done, and the easiest way to start is just on some of those white plastic erasers. You can start carving on those. All you need is your speedy tool. This right here. One of these. And it comes with different nibs. And so it's not hard to carve. And then if you want to get some of the pink stuff that you carve into. Yes, Mary's cat and owl stamps. Yes, Tina. So let me pop this open. Okay, so here we go. So this is, I need to prop this up with something. Let's see. Let's get my little water thing there there we go. And I'll just kind of go through it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull things as I think they might work with the idea that I have of using the Simon Hurley stamps, stamping, and then doodling with the, I don't know if this is a white gel pen that I pulled for. The reason I pulled this white gel pen is because the dots on my pumpkin, that I use that to dip in paint and make my dots. So that's why this one's sitting out here. I should probably just use maybe a Posca. I'll see. I have multiple white pens that we can play with. Arlene, does this bother you? Okay, so here's just random ones that are not in other buckets or not in the sleeves. But I'm really going to try to dig out. Here's where I get hand carved peace in Hebrew. I have multiple. My alphabets are not in here either. I have multiple alphabets that I've carved, the whole alphabet. I have a Gothic, a Hebrew. I have 3 or 4 different alphabets that I've hand carved the whole alphabet. And yeah. And then also like this. This is a piece of that blue foamy stuff that you can heat and then mash something into it, and it will take the form of whatever you mash into, and then you make a stamp out of it. I don't remember what I mashed into right here. Put in caps, guys, if you're talking to me. I'm not going to make y'all look at every single thing. I'm just going to kind of flip through. Here's some of the. Here's a um, medieval prince and princess that used to be on a what do you call it? A wood block. I'm going to pull out some of these larger ones just to get them out of my way. This might be one that would work with the idea I have. That's a little big. All right, let's keep going. So some of these are they're just in here because, see, look, here's where I took it off. And to unmount them, all you have to do is take, if it's on a wood block, and they're red rubber, your acrylic ones are not going to be on a wood block. Only your red rubber is going to be on an acrylic block. But if you put it in the microwave for like 5 seconds, I mean, literally just 5 seconds, all you're doing is just releasing the glue from the wood and they come right off. I don't know what happened here. I think I put it on some cardstock in the sleeve. I don't remember. So these are just some of the larger ones. And all right, so now we're getting down to my hand carved ones. Here's a gargoyle. I carved a big giant gargoyle. This might be fun to doodle on. Here is we did this one on stream. I'll pull him to show. Let's see, what else do I have here? Here's a pansy, and this is carved on a thicker rubber material. Hi, Tori. And Tori did I don't know if she's done with it. Tori, are you done with your animation? Tori's been working on some animations. And this one's a big piece of chunky something. I don't know. I started doing a light bulb and all you have to do is just take a piece of if you can't, you say, well, I can't draw. All you have to do is take a piece of tracing paper. Take a piece of tracing paper, trace your image, flip it over, rub it, and it will transfer to your rubber material. Okay, so here's this one is my light bulb here. This is my Society of Idea Collector. I used to stamp all my Happy Mail. I can't say I don't have time. I don't take the time to do that anymore because I do send out a lot of Happy Mail, but we'll pull that. And then this is just a tassel. I don't know if it's a Tim Holtz or what. I don't know. And same things. See, some of these are the Tim Holtz things. Let's see what else I got. Here's a bird I carved. We'll use. I'm going to try to pull my carved ones to use. And these. Now, this is where the time that I have tried to use the watercolor technique, where you use watercolor to stamp and restamp, and you get a watercolory look. This is the kind that will really work well with that because it's a big flat surface. So we'll pull that. All right, let's see. Oh, look, Janet. I'm sure she has this. A ruler. I'm telling you, I don't remember what all's even in here. Here's just a little flower. I'm going to pull that to some of those flowers. Here's an arrow on the plastic here. Probably just got that, set. Here's another arrow. All right, here. So here's where like you could stamp a solid arrow and then do another layer over the top. We're not going to mess with all that. Here's my Hieronymus Bosch. It's hard to say his name. I hand carved him. And so you might play with him. This one took me a minute. That took me a minute to carve. So, all right, let's see what else we got in here. I don't know why this is even in here. I don't throw that away. Here's a part of a watch. And I've got lots of little acrylics things in here. This was from Terry L. This one, what does it say? Of course, size matters. Nobody wants a small cup of coffee. Oh my goodness. I need to use it on something. All right, so let's see. Oh, here's a pea pod that I've carved. I'm trying to pull my carved ones because I want to use those. Here's some more just random little inexpensive things. just got all kinds. I'm just going to kind of show you. This is a hand carved, I don't know, some kind of a floral motif. This is old. This was, it's on cork. This is back from 100 proof press days. Janet probably has a bunch of the 100 proof press. I mean, I'm talking, these are what, 25, 30 years old, Janet? This is probably maybe 30 years old. Tori said, I'm doing Inktober, so you get to see, hang on, how I did the prompt. The starfish I dedicated to Janet. Okay, y'all remind me in a minute. We'll try to get over there and find it. And because I did see one of, I don't know if I saw the, did I see the starfish? I saw something, one of them, Tori. And by the way, Tori, it's good to see you. You had us all worried there for a minute. Here's another, like a Hawaiian flower thing there. Another little flower. This is just some dots, or the holes, I should say. This is another one that's old, and I have this in piece. I mean, it came in pieces. There's 3. It's a call. Here we go. And you had to buy these separate. Janet, do you remember? You had to buy these separately to make the whole column. Like, and you could put it together. You could stamp as many as you wanted to make this as tall as you wanted in between. So you'd have a whole column here, and you can make it as tall as you want just by adding these pieces in between. But this is another like 100 proof press. That's probably 30 years old. I don't know. Well, back in the 90s anyway. Here's a splash. That might be a fun one to do the doodling idea. All right, here's another gargoyle. Another gargoyle that I carved here. Let's see. Here's another big foamy design here. That might, I'm going to just pull whatever. If this is backwards, I'm trying to read it. Friends are something in coffee. I don't know. I can't read it. This is a piece of, I might be able to use that today to do the stamping on. And here's a set, and they're probably all fallen out. Yeah, they have. This is a set that I got at a stamp convention, the Avant-Garde #1. And I liked it because of the lettering here, the alphabet in history, stages of history. But they're all in here somewhere. I'll keep that together. I don't know where they all are, though. They're in here. There's a wave, and there's just a star. See, I have a few that are still on their wood. There's a little bunny. I have a carved rabbit in here somewhere. I used to use this for a while. Don't email me. Back when we needed this, I should pull it out even though we don't need it. Here's the top of like a violin, the what do you call it? The spiral at the top. There's probably a name for it. I don't know. Let's see. Here's my owl, hand carved owl. I'm just trying to pull some of my hand carved ones. Just different. Here's another little angel back from 100 proof press. Put it in caps, guys. If you're talking to me, I keep glancing over. I'm not seeing anything. There's a little basket, again, 100 proof press. I have a whole bunch of these little Asian coin symbol things here. I'm not sure where they all are. There's a checkerboard. Here's another bird that I don't think that one's done being carved. That one's still in process because I didn't get around that leg, but we'll see. We'll test it out. Just saying. We need to use our stamps more, people. Hi, Teresa Church. Let's see. Who else am I missing? Thanks, everybody. Okay, and I loved, this kind of thing reminds me of in my calligraphy days when I did illuminated lettering, illuminated alphabets, illuminated, this kind of stuff. All right, let's see. Here's another hand carved. I think this is a wasp, but it's one of my hand carved. Let's see. There's a star and a heart on that. Here's what does that say? You have to remember alphabets when you stamp. You have to carve them backwards. Let's see. Oh, here's my moon pie, and Lisa, who's one of our friends, Lisa Scott. who's since passed as well. She when she saw me carve stamps, she wanted to try to carve a stamp. This was her very first carved stamp, and she sent it to me, and it's a moon pie. It's a moon pie, so we'll use that. So that one's Lisa's carve. Let's see what else. I started carving a snail. Haven't finished that yet, but I should pull that because I need to finish it. Let's see what other little things are in here. And I got a lot of these little foamy kind that are, inexpensive. Here's one of my carved, stamped, um, the doorpost thing. Oh, I got too many things on my mind. Let's see. There's a lot. I have a lot of the canceled stamp stuff. Here's a little wing, like it could be a bat wing. It could be just a wing and a prayer. Let's see. Here's another one that's, I'm not sure what I stamped on there. Miriam, what's that called? The doorpost thing. Where did I put it? And this is a clay. This is a polymer clay. I used to do a lot of polymer clay, and I had to quit doing polymer clay. It's one of those things that I had to quit doing because I just didn't have time to do anything. But anyway, mezuzah, yeah, and it has a scroll in it. I think it has she. What is it called? The she. I want to say she, but that's not it. The prayer. What's it called? It starts with the sh. The prayer that goes inside. The prayer. The word of the Lord prayer that goes in there, and you put it at your doorpost. There's a prayer in there. I can't think of the prayer. I'll pull it. Okay, let's see what else here. Here's a little Star of David. What else do I have? There's a music note, wings. And so I do have a whole alphabet carved. Let's see. There's a sheaf of wheat. The Shema, yeah. Yes. Thank you, Jackie. Yeah. Thank you. Um, let's see what else. Oh, I have a coffee. I have a coffee and a tea. Here's the tea. And I think I messed up the carving of that. But we got that. Let's see. I'm just like I said, I'm trying to find my hand carved ones here. I'm not sure what this is. I think that's a door, a little door in a portal. Let's see some more of these kind of things here. A wheel, some gears. I did a whole bunch of gear carving. We did a lot of steampunk stuff. Okay, here's another one of my bees that lost a leg. So anytime I stamp with this, I have to draw and that's one thing. If you carve real close and you lose something like a leg, like you lose a leg, you can just draw it in. Yes, yes. Thanks, Miriam. So I'm trying to find my hand carving. Here's a little topiary. What else do I have in here that's carved? Oh, there's a leaf. Oh, and that's a steampunk wheel. I'm not going to pull everything. I'm going to just pull things I think I might use. Here's another start of a carved leaf. That's another something on the back, but it's just not hard to carve. It really isn't. There's a little fish stamp, a little postage stamp fish. What else is in here? So I got all kinds of these little Tim Holtz things. There's a little dove. What else? One of the old, that's a key back from the 100 proof press. I can tell because it's on cork. That's how I know those are old. The ones that are on cork. This is one of those from this set over here. There's a fish bones. I like that. I'm pulling some of this. I need to start using it more, All right. There's a little footprint, 100 proof press, some grapes, another footprint, a little feather. I'll pull the feather. There's a bug of some sort. Little cat. Talking to you. Another little cat. Some of these little pieces of rubber that I get at stamp conventions, which I haven't been to in ages. I think the last one we went to was, I don't know, it was a scrapbook and slash stamp convention when me, Denise, and Darcy went. Oh, here's my rabbit. There's my rabbit trail bunny. There's my rabbit trail bunny. I'm going to stamp some of these out for y'all. Although a lot of y'all have seen them stamped, but every day is Catter Day. There's another little rabbit trail bunny. Typewriter, 100-proof press. That's old. These are some of these here. Oh, ink, pen and ink. Little frame. Little frame. Another piece of started to carve something there. Some lines, some paisleys. Another one of my carved. I want to send one of these. Would you like one of these, Miriam? They're kind of thick. They're and I don't have the mold anymore. I only have two. The other ones that I've had, I used on a ATC swap. These are the only two I have left. I'll have to send one to Miriam. All right, let's see. Leaves. There's a little bird from 100-proof press. A little mini bike. Oh, this will be a good one to do this thing I have in mind. Here's my my chameleon. We'll have to stamp my chameleon. Here's what is this? Oh, a cupcake. There's a cupcake, carved cupcake. Like I said, I'm looking for my hand carved ones. Sorry, guys. There's a leaf. That's an old one. There's a bag, like a gift bag. Here's a frog that I carved. Another wheel, another gear, I should say. Another gear. A bottle of ink. Let me take a bite of banana. I'm losing my voice again. And so you can just use pieces. It doesn't even have to be a full square or anything. You can see, look at all these little different pieces that I've used. There's my initials, a DW initial. Some little bugs in here. There's a hand carved that heart. Another hand carved bee. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and put everything back in here, except for what I pulled to play with. I really need to move these bigger ones out of here. All righty. So let's move this off the table. All right, so my idea was the inspo for me doing all this. Let me zoom in. Was from the new book. Let me get a baby wipe here. Get some of the ink and stuff off my hands before I handle my new book. Let's see, who else am I? I said hi to Jackie. Thanks everybody for being here. All right, so I pulled my Simon Hurley Ranger Stellar inks. I only have these 6 colors. I didn't want to buy the 12 set till I knew for sure if I was going to like them. I do like them, but I haven't used them enough to really critique them or anything. So, and then I did pull these stained glass. I thought this might work as well. I don't know. I'm going to stamp, and then I'm going to try to do the watercolor look. And then after that, I want to doodle. I want to doodle on them. So like this was my inspo from the mixed media book. I haven't tried a project or anything. Just got this book yesterday. But look at the little circles from her watercolor. She did this watercolor, she did all the little doodles on it, and then she punched and made this lovely piece with the punch outs. But I pulled it because I wanted the inspo for, and let me move these on, or we'll do a giveaway here in a little bit with these faux bunnies. All right. So let's see. Let me get some paper. I got some nice, what do you call it? Copy paper out. And I pulled my Hemi gouache just in case. I don't know if I wanted to use this or both, but I'm going to put my Hemi gouache right over there and pull some copy papers just to play. Now, my idea also is after doing this is that you can cut them out and use them for ephemera. Oh, God, hang on, guys. There's this tag in my shirt is driving me crazy. It's itchy. Okay, we're good now. All right. I kept feeling this itch on the side of my side. Okay, so let's see what I want to start with. I'll start with some of my smaller ones here. And again, I want to try two different ways. I want to try to just get some of this plastic here to, play on. I want to just stamp it to see what that does. And then with the same color, we'll try just getting it wet, watercolor. Yeah. So let's start with the blue. No, let's start with the green and do my frog or my iguana. All right, let's zoom in again. All right, there we go. So they're very juicy, and see how juicy they are? Very juicy. And so I want to stamp it just as is, and then I want to do the stamp it, get some on a piece of the plastic. Here, let me just go ahead and get some of that. Let's just use one of these here. Okay. All right, so let me stamp out my little frog, and I should really put it on. I really should put it on my foam. What do I do with my foam? There it is. Good stampers use some kind of foam. Now, you can just use the kind of foam, kid foam stuff, and I have some of that too. But, I do have a stamp pad. This thing is probably, I don't know how it's from Rubber Stampede. That's how this is. And I can say I can turn it over, but it's not much better on the other side. All right, let's see here. There we go. So there's my little hand carved frog. But I really want it to look watercolory and not I really want it to be watercolory and kind of not perfectly outlined, right? I'm gonna have to zoom in some more. Janet. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think that'll work. So I'm going to add just a little bit of water, and this may be too much. I don't know how I'm going to work this. Let's see. And then I want to stamp it and make it real juicy, and I may take two or three to get exactly what I'm trying to go for there. That's kind of like what I want, something like that. Okay. And then after it dries, or hit it with the heat gun, then we play with outlining it, doodling the white lines, or, so it's going to take I won't like every impression is what I'm saying. But this is what I was thinking, was this kind of thing. And every stamp that I pull is not going to work, right? It's not going to work. Hi, Lisa. Hey, girl. Hey. But like this is probably maybe. but I want, and after they dry, then I can go with black. I could go with some of the what are those uh what are these called? I never can remember these um pens. The what are they called, Janet? Look, Langau. These gel pens that are very sharp pointed, very tiny. To use the Langau, which Janet loves these, and she uses them a lot. I need to use them more. Hi, Devin. But and to doodle on, or the white or a black, or depending on what color you stamp in, but to play with them as they've been. Let's do a couple more here since I have this ink. There we go. So that's kind of, I think I just need less here, and that gives me just the right amount here. And then you cut them out. Are y'all following what I'm, you smell what I'm stepping in, as Denise would say? Okay, so let's just go ahead and clean. Let me get my trash close by so I can spritz over the top here. I'm going to spritz clean my stamp off, Janet. Oh my gosh. I just really, what I need is some baby wipes to stamp it, or wet paper towel. That's what I need. Let me get some wet paper towel. Okay, hang on. Let me go get this wet. All right, let me get that piece of that top here out of the trash. This will work perfect for setting a wet paper towel in. Devin, when are you heading out? When's your ship sailing, so to speak? If she wants to talk about her vacay, I'll let her do that in chat there. Okay, so again, this will dry, and then we'll doodle around it. I'll have one good stamp, like one full impression, to kind of know how it's supposed to look. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead first and move this out of the way, and then put my stamp pad down. There we go. All right. I don't know, that yellow might, let's see, maybe if I do this so that the yellow pad isn't overcoming my camera. There we go. Let's just turn the brightness back up a little. Okay, there we go. Flight's in a few hours. Okay, how long of a flight is it? Like 8 hours? Maybe longer, I don't know. I know when Janet, Zandra, and CB went to Australia, it was, what, 12 hours, Janet? Was that a 12-hour flight? Cameron and Samantha, they separately went to London, and that was an 8-hour flight. 15 hours? Oh, Janet, okay, to Australia, 15 hours, yeah. So I'm not sure how long Devin's flight's going to be. All right, so let's see here. So let's just, I got some more room here. I'm going to do my let's do the pea pod and my, where'd he go? Where'd my little, wow, I just had him here. What'd I do with my little chameleon? He's hiding. My chameleon is hiding. Where are you, chameleon? You're hiding. He is hiding. What I do with my chameleon? I don't know where he went. Seriously. He was right there. He is. 2 hours Vancouver, 5-hour 5-hour layover, and 10 hours to Tokyo. Oh my gosh, Devin, 5-hour layover. All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and do another green, and I'm going to get a piece of the plastic here, and let's do some more green. I'm going to do two things. I'll put some there, and then I'm going to put some on my chameleon. Really, when I do my chameleon, I like to do him two-color, two-tone, but I'm just going to start with one. Okay, so let's move the little plastic. So let's do him first. And see, the cushion of this cushion here is giving me a good impression, right? See? So there's my little chameleon hand carved. Now I'm going to take my little plastic here, add some water, and let's move this over. And now I want it really juicy and messy. So let's see if I can do a few of these. Because what I'm going to want to do is doodle around him. And then cut him out and make like, there we go. See how he's kind of watercolory looking messy? And I can even use that one and just finish drawing it in. All right, let's get another piece of paper. So just a few, just to play with. What, Riri? Riri's going, what? What? If you missed the beginning, Riri, I'm not going to refresh you. All right, so now I got my wet paper towel over here to kind of clean them off. And yeah, I need to dry. I need another paper towel to dry. Okay. What? All right. I stamped out a whole bunch of these at one point, my hand carved ones, the full, like this, and cut them out and sent them out to y'all. I think I made some stickers out of them too. I should make some more stickers out of him. Let me set him up there. All right. So now, while this is still here, let me go ahead and with the green, I'm just using all the green stuff real quick. Let's do the pea pod. I have papers all over the floor. All right. It dries pretty quick. All right. Where's my ink pad? Where's the green? Okay. Okay. So the pea pod. Oh, thank you, Riri. And now I'm going to mushy it. Okay, let's add a little bit more water. I may need more ink, too, because it's going to get really light. But there we go. See, this is what I'm going for. That kind of watery look to doodle around. You just got to kind of have to pick and choose which ones you're going to like. All right, that's probably all I'm going to get out of there. You see how it looks watery and watercolory? Now we go in there when it dries, and you can go in there with the Langau, I'm probably saying that wrong, gel pens or any gel pen, and or black or white or a color. So there we go. There's that. I got some room there. All right, so now let's excess there. Water it down and get the excess. Okay, there. That's actually clean. This is from a permanent stamp ink, the green. All right, so let's clean this off. Where's my baby wipe? Come on, another baby wipe. Okay, so we did some of the greens: the frog, the pea pod, the chameleon. All right. Now let's do maybe the bird. Let's do the blue and do the blue bird. like I said, this one I don't think I finished carving. Maybe we could do that because there's no eye either. This one's done, and this one's not. So maybe we could finish carving that real quick. All right, so let me do the one that I know is done. And then we'll put some blue down. Let's get another sheet. So, did I get it all the way on there? I think I did. So there's the hand carved. He's looking at you. Here's looking at you, kid. He's looking straight at you, so his beak is facing you. All right, now I'm going to take and get this wet. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make a bunch of watercolory birds. Oh, that splattered. A little too much water. There we go. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. See that? That's too much. He looked like he ran into the glass door. There we go. That's working. See, this was my idea finally kind of materializing here. All right, let's do a few more. That's too much. Let's get a double. There we go. So it's kind of hard to tell how much water you're going to need until you just have to do some and see which ones work. I'm really liking the bird though. Okay, this is my favorite so far as this technique. Okay. Right? Love that. And they're drying pretty quick. All right, so now let me go ahead and stamp off on the dry paper towel, stamp off on the wet paper towel, and then back over to the dry paper towel. There we go. It's clean. All right, now let's go ahead and clean this up real quick because I'm going to take a minute and we'll take a minute and carve. Oh, well, first let's stamp him and see what he looks like. Because you have to stamp to know where you have to carve. Are y'all having fun yet? Thanks everybody for being here. Uh-oh. Well, do you see what I just did? I'm looking at chat. I took the lid off, face that down over here, and because I'm looking at chat. Okay, here we go. So let's see what I need to carve on here. All right. All right, I need some more. Another baby white. Here we go. I need some more baby. I should go through the baby whites here. Okay. But these are not permanent. So these Hurley ones, they're not permanent. So they're going to come off your hands easier. Yes, I'm blaming it on you, View. All right, so you can see how I'm not finished carving around that foot or a face or eye. So let's just take a minute. Let's get the excess off here. And go over here, and I'm stamping off on a dry paper towel. And let's do a quick little carve session. Let's see what I got here ready to go. It's little. Okay, we can probably do this. Let's just take a minute and carve for a second. So when you carve it, you can stamp it. You can see where you need to finish, right? Thank you. Thank you, Cheshire. All right, so let's see. This little piece needs to come out. And then I'll compare the two. Okay, this little piece needs to come out. And then after you stamp it, you can see, especially if you stamp with the permanent, like a black archival, then you can see exactly where you have carved out. Okay, so I'm going to carve out that little bit right on there. I'm going to carve that out. And then over here, this right here needs to be carved out. And you don't have to carve deep. You know, I think people think you got to really dig down and really carve really deep. You don't. Just got to take off a layer. Okay, now let's get in between the next toes here. Let's carve right there, I think. I'm probably going to end up giving him 6 or 7 toes. Carving too much in between. But we'll see. And then right here. Hang on, guys, I'm not looking at chat. That may be good. I don't know. All right, let's give him an eye. All right, let's see what he looks like. We'll compare and see where else we need to carve. Hi, Judio. Okay, so now he has an eye. I think he needs another little line between those. He's going to have a lot of toes. But I think he needs a line out back behind there. But now he's got an eye. We could give him a little bit of a beak. Let's see here. Let's give him like a division. Oh, let's make him look angry. Let's give an angry bird. Okay. And then let's do this one little line back here. Okay. All right. Does he need a bigger eye? Let's see. Maybe just a little bit bigger. I want him to kind of look angry. There we go. Angry birds. All right. Oh, thank you, Judy. We try. That's why we're here. We're here for encouragement, entertainment, little joy. Thank you, Judy. That's sweet. Okay, there we go. And angry birds. Actually liked it better without the beak separation, but just because that looks kind of cool with no line, but we gave him an angry. And then I put that, see where the line was? See, I put a line right there. It kind of separated his little claws. And I think it needs a little separation, just a little bit more separation. Right, I won't stamp it again, but he needs that little separation on that back leg right here. Just that little bit knocked out there. Okay. Okay. But again, if y'all watched me smash this other one, we're going to do the same kind of thing. All right. So let's now put out some blue again on here. This is a piece of plastic. This won't work on just regular paper. It has to be some kind of plastic. Okay, let's add some water. You just don't know how much, you know. All right, let's see here. Pretty good. So it's the idea. That's the idea I want, is that watercolory, unfinished, because we're going to finish it with gel pens, right? Or markers or whatever. There we go. That one looks like his eyes rolling around on his face. There we go. Stop right there. Okay, so now let's clean this blue off here. Okay, let's put this away. Let's dry. Get the excess ink out. Stamp them on a wet paper towel. And clean them off. There, he's clean. Janet. Bye. Bye, Devin. Thank you. Have a safe trip. Bring us back some stickers or something from Japan. Y'all be safe. Have patience, especially in those airports, girl. We'll miss you. Devin will be doing every Wednesday. She'll release a video that she's recorded. So she's not going to be streaming the rest of the month of October, but she will have videos released. So if you follow Devin, make sure you follow her. Ring the little bell so you get notification when she posts those videos. Okay. Okay, good, Devin. So y'all follow her while she's gone. We won't forget you while you're gone, Devin. So y'all follow her, okay? All right. Okay, so we did the birds. Let's see, what else should we do? Now, I'm going to stamp this for you just so you can see it, but this is probably not going to be one that'll work with this technique where it's messy, you know what I mean? But let's go ahead and let's do him in brown because it looks vintagey. These papers this paper, it's drying quick on this paper. All right, so let's go ahead and do Hieronymus Bosch here. All right, let's see. If y'all haven't seen his triptych, The Tale of Earthly Delights, I think is what it's called. The Tale. Anyway, he's got some talk about imagination. All right, let's see here. All right, let's go ahead and stamp him out. I'm not in frame here. I'm so zoomed in. I don't think I carved this one on stream. This one's an older one. All right. There you go. A little bit of what happened is somehow I broke this off right here. So I had to tape it back on, some masking tape. So see, there's a line right there. But again, you can fill in, just go in there and acrylic, watercolor, whatever, And sometimes it takes a couple of stampings to get a good impression when you haven't used it for a while. All right. But this definitely is one that you want a cushion for. It could be whatever you wanted it to be. But it's supposed to be Bosch. Okay. There we go. I like it stamped in black, but Hurley doesn't have a black. Well, he may, but I don't have it. All right, so now let's go ahead and dry stamp him. And then this is my wet paper towel there. And now let's go back over here just to kind of clean off. Because this is not waterproof, if I don't do some kind of cleaning on it, the next time I go to use it, that will reactivate. So I'm used to using with my stamps archival. See, that's why it's black. Archival ink. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's put this. Where's my bucket? I need to put this over here. So the things I'm not going to use anymore today can go back in the bucket. All right. Let's see. Are y'all enjoying this? I hope y'all are just getting some, stamp play inspo. And then when those dry, which they already really are, we're going to do some inspo, like how she does little doodles and lines. Like Janet does this kind of stuff too in her watercolors and her, what's her name? Anyway, Janet does this kind of stuff too. And you can add see how some areas look darker, like you could add more colors. You can go in there with your gel pens and do more things. So this was my inspo to do this, all this stamping today. All this stamping was, and I thought about getting out instead of stamping on the plastic like I've been doing, just use gouache. Just put some gouache out on here and do the exact same thing, but with gouache. But then I said, well, I really want to use the stamps because I do need at least one good impression to show you what the stamps, what it looks like. Did I do pea pods? I think I did some pea pods. Yeah, I did. To show you what it looks like, and you can't really get a good stamp with just watery, good impression. Okay, so my birds, put those up there. What else did I pull? Let's see what else I want to do. Let's do this. See, the bigger ones you can see better too. There's my owl. There's this little folk art guy. Let's do him. Let's see. I finished with the. There's another here's a gargoyle. All right, let's see. Let's do these right here. And let's see. Let's do the owl in brown. We'll do the owl. The circles look like glass marbles. Circles. What circles? I don't know what circles you're talking about, Judy. I'm looking around here. I'm not seeing any circles. So I must have missed something. Circles look like glass marbles. In the book. Oh, in the book. Okay, yeah. I do. So I'm looking around here. Where's the glass marbles? All right, so here's my little owl. Now we're going to take and we're going to make him, I'm going to try to put a little less water maybe. That one's too, there we go. See, that one's too watery. This one's just right. To doodle on. I mean, I can still doodle on that too, but. Just do a whole bunch of different ones. Then when it dries, and you can doodle on them and cut them out and make your own little ephemera. Okay. All right, now let's hit the dry paper towel, the wet paper towel, and the dry paper towel. All right. Let's see. Let's do this little guy. Let's do him in maybe purple. Let's do him in purple. All right. All right, so there's my little, what do you call it? When you sower, he's sowing the seed. No, this one he's playing the drum. I think he's playing a drum. I don't remember why, but I have another one has. I think anyway. Let's go ahead and do. Yeah, I think this one's playing the drum. Okay, let's put down some purple. And this probably won't be one of my favorites to try to doodle on because the background is so, I left it to, carvy looking like that. So I'm not sure how much this one will work, but let's just do it. Let's give it a try. Let's see what it looks like. So you really have to fill him in, which you could do. Let's get a little less on the face here. Let's do one up here. There we go. That one worked. Now maybe just a little less on the face. Yeah. That's a little better. So that I could doodle with. That's too much. This right here. Okay, so set that aside again. Dry, wet, dry. All right. Let's see, what else can we do with the purple? Maybe the ink with just what's left here. Let's just go ahead and do that real quick. And there's my little ink bottle. And what I usually do is put a feather in there. Yes, they are very saturated. These are the Simon Hurley Ranger Simon Hurley water. They're even called watercolor. And I think there's 12 colors. I have 6. Let's see here. Trying to use up the rest of that there. Okay. All right. See, Janet, I'm cleaning. Hi, Jane. All right, let's see. Let's do the little rabbit. Let's do him, maybe do him in orange. I'm just trying to use up all the different colors, right? See how juicy that is? Okay, that's what he looks like. Now let's... Oh, I had some green on there already. So he's going to be green. Let's see. So he might be too little to get details. Yeah, that one's not going to really work very well. That's okay. They all might not work. All right, let's put the rabbit trail away. Let's clean this off. Get a fresh baby wipe. Yeah, he's cool. I like him like this. I used to use him all the time on Happy Mail. Rabbit trails. All right, let's see. That's my birds. All right. Let me go ahead and show y'all my what do you call it? My Lisa Scott. Moon pie. This was the first stamp she ever carved. How many of y'all like? I don't like moon pies. Hubster does. And he doesn't really drink RC colas anymore. He doesn't drink cokes, but it used to be here in the South, moon pie and RC cola. Moon pie. That's her first. This was literally her first stamp she ever carved. She was probably in her 70s when she did it. Okay, let's see. Let's clean that off. All right, let's see. What else can I do here with the brown? The bees probably need to be orange. Let's do this. Let's do this other gargoyle here. I probably won't. I'm not going to wet all of them, but I wanted to show you some more of them. There's my gargoyle. Okay, let's clean him off. And let's see. There's my light bulb. Here's a tree that needs to be green. Here. Let's do my little tea bag here. And again, I busted off one of the edges, I think, on this one. I don't know where my coffee is. You like moon pies, Angie? See how I cut off that edge right there? But all you have to do is just go in there and draw it in. Get a pencil handy. There's a pen, but You just can fill in like that, you know. Okay, let's see. Do I have anything else here? Let's go ahead and do the wasp. I'll do the wasp in brown. Wasp. See, I think his leg. Yeah, see, he has a missing leg, which is fine. I just draw them in. Sometimes when you have thin lines, you have to be careful not to, when you're carving. So, like this bee right here. Let's do an orange one here so you can see him. He has a missing leg, but this is one of my favorite bees. So I just have to go in there and finish drawing his little leg. Hi, Joycey, Abel Joycey. I call her Noodle. Okay, let's clean that off. All right. What else? I have another bee over here. Here's another bee. Okay. And do I need anything else in orange? Let's do the light bulb. I don't have a yellow. I'm just trying to use just these watercolors, stellar inks. I used to send this Society of Idea Collector. See, I got some water on here. Society of Idea Collector idea light bulb all the time on my Happy Mail. Should probably pull that out. Leave that out. Okay, let's put that up there. Do I have anything else that I need? Let's see. Let's use the purple again and do this cupcake. Got a little cupcake here. And what else can I do in purple? I already did my owl. I did him in brown. Let's do him in purple too, just so you can see him better. Okay, I have him out for a reason. What else? Plastic things. So let me go ahead and stamp some of these. That'll be good to doodle. I don't really want the heart and the heart and the splash. Oh, I didn't stamp this one yet. Let's do that in brown. We'll go back to the purple. What time is it? Oh, we got plenty of time to do our giveaway. Thanks everybody for being here. Hang out for the giveaway. Probably could do that let's do that in a water. Right. Dry, wet, dry. All right. Well, I don't know if I can show that or not. Let's see, my little tree. Now I have to put it in a regular. All right, let's wipe this up. Okay. Now let's do some of these flowers in purple and red and some bright colors. All right. To cut out and play with here in a minute. All right. What is that one? What is what one, Beth? The one that didn't take? Oh, the little tree. I already threw it back in the thing. It was a little topiary. All right, here. All right, so these are not my hand carved ones now. These are those ones that are on acrylic. And they did design these to be kind of water, to do something like this technique. Maybe not exactly like this. All right, so what I want to do now, let's go ahead and put some purple, a little bit of water, not too much because I just found that it's not 100% if you get it too wet. There we go, like that. These will be real good to doodle on. The little white dots and lines and squigglies. Oh, the wood hand. That's a. This is the end of a violin. You know, the scroll on the end of a violin. All right, I'm going to do a few more of these because I might cut some out and give them away. And y'all have to doodle them yourself. Okay. All right, let's dry. Wet. A little system over here. All right, now I got, let's see, this little one here. Let's go ahead and stamp it first. I'll stamp it again. Okay, I gotta dry this off before I do this again. I don't want all that water on here. Okay. See, doodle on those. Okay, let's dry. All right. Let's see, what else do we have? We did that one. All right, let's do this. Let's do this one maybe in. Let's do this big one in blue. Let's do this little red one. Let's do this one in red. Then we'll do this one in blue. Then that's it. There's my little tree. Okay, we'll do that one in red and this one in blue. Then we'll make sure they're dry and cut out and doodle on them. Let's see. Hi, So much glitter. Gina. Anybody else I missed coming in? We're just playing with some stamps. Making a mess. Right, Janet? Janet's already fainted. She's fainted with the mess. Okay, let's go ahead and do red. So see, it's just that. But, whoops. Oh. Get ahead of myself. Nailed it. Okay, let's see. So you can see some stamps work better than others to make a watercolory look. All right. One more. blue one. So I'll just do one without any water, just so you can see what it looks like. Jan Arlene. So that's what that one looks like. Now let's go ahead and do a water. Janet is a stamper, and I know stamping is not always clean and neat. Well, maybe Janet's are. Janet has thousands of stamps. All right, there we go. See, that's what it looks like with no water, and see how it looks with water? Just has a cool effect. All right, let's clean this one off. Dry. Here's my wet. And then dry it off again. Okay, now I think we're good. Okay. All right, Janet, you can look now. You can look now, Janet. Let me pick up some stuff here. I'll go ahead and throw the wet paper towel away. That worked out good for that, though. I was just going to throw this away, but now I think maybe that's good for this particular situation. All right. I'm going to go wash my hands, Janet. We'll do our giveaway. Okay, it did stain my fingers. I think it's just because I had so much on it. You know, I'll take fingernail polish remover. I'll take fingernail polish remover to them after the stream. Okay, let's move this. All right. In case y'all missed it, let me show y'all my pumpkin again. I did take pictures. Let me back out. I did take pictures, and I'll post them on Instagram later. Here's my pumpkin. Let me zoom back in one. And turn the brightness down a little. There we go. Still flashed out. Let's turn it back down. Oh, I know what it is. I need to move this white paper. Oh, I didn't stamp out my stained glass windows. Let's see if I can get it to. It's still flashed out, but I think you can still see. It's all varnished. And then I have liquid pearls. There we go. You can probably see better there. And then this scroll over here, I put liquid pearl necklace. And so, yeah. So I finished. I'll post pictures of it on IG later today. All right, let's see. Okay. I'm sure I'm going to need these again, so let's just keep them handy. You're crafting a pumpkin? Good. Well, if you want to see more of my pumpkins, I have a Lord of the Rings, a Star Wars, the Cat in the Castle. I have a whole bunch of them. I do one a year every October. And so if you go back in my Instagram every year, you can see. All right, we're going to do a giveaway. Let's go ahead and give this away. Let me zoom in again because we're going to have to doodle here in a minute. And so I'm going to give these little bow bunny. I got them on clearance, but they're cute. I mean, they're only normally $2.49. I got them for $1.24. So can't complain about that. All right. And they'll fit in an envelope. So I'm just going to do one each. One US, one international. I think they fit in it. Yeah, they do. Let me get my iPad. And then that'll give these a minute to set to dry a little better. The other thing, again, if you're Canadian, you can still play. I just won't mail it out until after the strike is over. I got a stack of mail back here for Canada. People that have won giveaways or super chats that need to go. Thank you for Canada, and they're going to go as soon as the strike is over. Oh, and I am making stickers, new stickers for super chatters. This month is going to be some of my sea creature drawings that I've made into stickers. It'll just be black and white, but they're going to be stickers. All right, let me go ahead and bring up my iPad. Unless you request something like a couple of y'all want the lemurs, then I still have them. I mean, I just have to print more out anytime I want them. All right, let's see. Random. Okay, here's our random.org. Here's our little window generator there. Okay, I'll set this aside for a minute. Wait till I type in go. I think we need to do US first this time. Okay, I think we did international first last time. So USA only. Wait till I type in go. You're going to put in a number between 1 and 100. First person closest without going over. Wait for the go. One number only. USA only. First person closest without going over. Okay. Thank you, Kat. Okay. Then we'll do the same thing for international because we have less international. So I like to give international people a chance. Oh, and then also, I guess I could show you. I'm going to post on Catterday while y'all are putting in your number. Catterday, I'm going to post this. Let me go to my photos. I was doing I don't do a lot of decor for fall. Y'all saw this is my porch. There's my porch. But for Catterday, I'm going to post this. Well, I don't know which one I'll post. I did a little scene here on one of the coffee tables, and there's Oliver helping me. This one's probably better. There's Oliver helping me. I just did a little vignette thing on the coffee table, but Oliver always tries to help me decorate. Then here's my kitchen table here. Let's see. He didn't get up on there. It's hard to see. Orange does not do well. Orange doesn't do well on camera, but I might post some of those. But I wanted for Catterday, I'm going to post Oliver helping me. All right, let's see. All right, everybody get your numbers in. I'm going to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we go. First person closest to 91 without going over. 91. First person closest to 91 without going over. Scrolling all the way back. Scrolling back. Okay, let's see. 91. Oh, Elisa went over by 1. Sorry, Elisa. She had 92. Okay, is anybody in the 80s? View has 81. Did anybody get closer than View? And View is the address that I'm sending to. Good. Okay, it looks like it's View. All right, View, you got a set of this Bo Bunny birdie stamps. I'm going to send it to your aunt's the address that you gave me. Unless you tell me different, message me if you want a different address, View. Okay, now we're going to do international only. International only. Same rules apply. 1 to 100. Wait till I type and go. Mary, 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 Mary. I was going to say quite contrary, but you're not contrary. Mary's very rarely contrary. That needs to be a little something. Mary, Mary is rarely contrary. That needs to go in the wingnut book. I'm going to wingnut myself. Mary, Mary is rarely. I'm not sure if there's an E in there, but Mary, Mary is rarely, rarely, quite contrary. Me. Oh my gosh. But thank you, Mary. I'm going to put you down. Do you have do you want some C stickers? You want lemurs? Do you have a preference for stickers, Mary? I won't tell. I'm not going to show you the sea creature stickers. They're new. Thank you, Mary. Did I type in go for this? Did I type in go? No, I haven't typed in go yet. Or did I? Did I type in for the internationals? I guess I haven't yet, did I? Okay, here we go. Let's do go. I got distracted by Mary, Mary. Let's see. Let's make sure. Okay. All right, there we go. International only. Okay. All right. There you go. All right. Mary said a seahorse. I don't know if I did a seahorse, but I'm going to write you down for sea creatures. I'll write you down for seahorse. I don't think I did a seahorse. I can do one. All I have to do is, print it. But find a seahorse I've done and make one. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate you supporting the channel. And if y'all don't follow Mary, you need to. She streams a lot of times early in the mornings. And then on Friday nights and Sunday nights. Not always, but if you want to know if she's not going to post, go to her post tab and you'll see. But Mary's fun. She does a lot of different things. Lots of junk journaling, stamp carving, hauling. Okay, international only. Get your numbers in. A little piece of tape right there. All right. Get your numbers in. I'm going to count down. 10, 9. No jellyfish. Okay, let me write that down. No jellyfish. No jelly. Okay. All right, no jellyfish. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, international only, first person closest to 13 without going over. And if everybody went over 13, I'll pick a new number. It looks like everybody went over 13. All right, we're going to pick a new number. New number. 1, or everybody went over 1. 52. There we go. 52 without going over. 52. Who is it? Looks like it might be Terry Brett. Is it Terry Brett with 50? Because only a few of y'all played. So, hey, I can't. Y'all could win it better if you played. Terry B had 50. And if y'all missed Terry, I showed Terry Brett's prompts this morning. Oh my gosh, it was excellent. All right, so Terry, you get this stamp set. View, you get a stamp set. All right, there we go. Those will go out in a couple of days. Oh, Sylvia. Okay, so Mary's saying hi to Sylvia. Hi, Sylvia. Anybody else I'm missing? Hi, Tina Sweden. Hi, Joanne. I already said hi to Miriam. So I'm going to send Miriam one of Let me see who's this here. I'm going to send Miriam one of those. Okay, let's see. All right, looking around. Let's go ahead and I'm not going to stamp these right now, but I do. You can get these on Amazon. They were only a couple of bucks. I really like these. And it did come with these stars. It did come with this little mini stamp, and you can add stars in there. But anyway, stained glass windows. I love these things. All right, Angie, enjoy your nappy. I'm snacky and nappy. All right, so now what I want to do, let's kind of, they're dry real quick. I mean, they're a little damp. Maybe I should take a heat tool to them. They're just, they're pretty dry. We'll see when I go to, let's see, I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. Not going to do that. I'll do that. I'm going to kind of separate them out here. The ones I can do and the ones I'm not going to do. I'm going to do the frog and the chameleon. Okay, here we go. All right, so the idea, let's see what I want to do. Do I want to get a black pen, a white pen, maybe a Posca? Where's my Poscas? It'll show up. Where's my Posca? Uh-oh, I didn't put the lid back on. Is it going to work? And maybe just a black, where's my Sharpie? Hang on, let me dig through here. I just need a regular, some kind of, this might work. Just need a black, and then I'll do something with my, I don't want this green, but my Lango, Languo, Languo, however you say it. And I put them, Janet goes, you're never going to use them if you put them in a case. Well, I put them in a case anyway, Janet. And again, my inspiration is from the new Creative Abstract Mixed Media. Now, she didn't do this, but she's doing this. And so I thought, well, here, let me show you her piece here. So she did this watercolory like this. I just used stamps to make just one little image. And then she put the doodles in there. And then she punched them out. And she laid them out into a piece there. So, yeah. So this was our inspo today. Okay, let me move stuff out of the way here. All right. So let's see what I want to do before I pick a color. Let's see. I think we'll start maybe with the little bird. All right, let's zoom in again. Okay, drop down the brightness a little. There we go. So where's the one that I stamped clearly stamped bird? There's the other bird. Here we go. All right. So this is what the stamp bird looked like with not watercolor. I mean, not dipped in the ink, in the wet ink. Miriam, thank you so much, Miriam. You're so sweet. Let's see that mezuzah. Thank you, Miriam. I'm going to write you down. And some C stickers. Thank you so much, Miriam, for supporting the channel. And if y'all don't watch Miriam, Miriam's been she's always doing something creative. She's always doing something new. She's always doing very innovative, different techniques. So y'all need to go follow Miriam. Maybe Kat will put in her link for me. So I know I send you something, but I always send people stuff when they super chat me, Miriam. So you're going to get some more stuff. You're going to get some more stuff. It may take a month to get there, but it's okay. Okay, so this is what the bird looked like without being watered down. And then here's some more of those. So I just thought with the inspo from the book, that we could now we can try. We'll try black, white, and a color. Let's see, what color do I want? Dark blue, maybe a dark. Do I want dark blue? Maybe. Let's see what happens. This is very thin. All right. Do I need? I probably need to zoom in again. We'll lose a little clarity, but I think we can. There we go. Is the real? It's real. Yes, it is the real snail mail for sure. Thank you, Kat. There's Miriam's channel. Okay, so let's just start with the blue. Well, let's start with the white because this one has a little bit of the. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the beak with the white. So you see how I'm just going to kind of do that. But instead of copying exactly, what I want to do is I'm going to want to do little doodles. So it's not going to show up very well. See the little white feathers there? And let's just do little. I'm going to do them in white, black, and a blue, just so you can see different ways to do it. What do you call it? In Kate Rebecca Leach's book, she did them in white. And again, she just did a whole big sheet and then she punched them out. I thought, well, it would be fun just to do the stamping. So I'm going to just do a couple little different things. I'll do one in black, one in white, and one in a color. Just so you can kind of get different, color ideas. So we'll do a little of that, and let's do maybe some little striped legs. And we'll go ahead and put some eyes on him because he looks happy. All right, let's do some wings back here. And then let's do some little. So this is what's stamped. That's without any watercolor. Thanks, Kat. There's Rebecca's IG, which is where Janet found. No, Patty Tolly Parrish told Janet about her, and then Janet went on Instagram, and then we all started following her from IG. And then here is some white Posca, so you can see. We're not using this one. That one looked like he smashed into the glass door. So we're going to get rid of him. All right, so I'm just going to, and then you can fussy cut them and use them in your art journaling or whatever, Let me go ahead and cut these out here. Your art journaling or wherever you like images. All right, let's play with a couple more. So here's our original. Here's the watercolor with some white. Is this cool? I think these are fun. Hi, Starla. Thanks again for Hubster snagged up that Post-it ramen noodle Post-its and took them to work. I don't eat ramen, but he does. He likes it. All right, let's see. Now let's take another one and let's do some. Let's do black. Just a fine point black pen. And I kind of want to do the same thing, just so you can kind of see the variation you can get with different colors. We'll put some eyes on him. They kind of look more like scales than feathers, but we're just doodling on it. Okay. Do some little, maybe give him some little claws. I didn't do it on this one because the white wouldn't show up, but it'll show up on. Let's put some little neck feathers there. Is that fun? Yeah, he did. He did like him, Starla. Thank you. That was very sweet of you. Thank you. So there we go. And then there's one just stamped. Okay, now let's try one with just blue. Is this going to be dark enough? I don't know. Maybe. Oh, it may just look too much like the black. Well, we're going to do it anyway. Gel penning. Maybe let's do a little bit more detail. Let's do tiny little scribbles or something with the gel pen. And I know I'm kind of far away. I can't really get too much closer without losing clarity. Let's do a doodle. Let's do a scribble. Just doing little squiggles. And these gel pens are very, very smooth and juicy. Janet loves them. She used them yesterday. If y'all missed Janet's show yesterday, y'all need to go. I'm going to pull up her IG where she posted yesterday's. And Terry Brett did it too. Terry Brett played along with Jan. I don't know how she did it because it wasn't like a quick little thing that you could do. I'm going to pull those up on IG. Gave him a lot of fingers. All right, there we go. We did little squiggles. Let's go ahead and fix his little beak. Here, let's give him a little. There we go. There we go. So here's the original. Oh, thanks, Mary. Have a good afternoon. Here's the one with white. Here's one with black. And then here's one with just squiggles, blue squiggles. Isn't that fun? Let me find my phone here. Let me get back over to IG. Thank you, Kat. Kat put a link to. And let me show y'all Terry's thing again. Terry's prompts. I took a picture of it so I could just bring it up. So the prompts yesterday or Monday were haunted house, nautilus, ostrich, beard, and Komodo dragon. And so Terry got, there's a nautilus shell back in the back, the ostrich, the beard, the ghost there, and the haunted house, and a Komodo dragon. And she went, it's good to be out of that house. And she also used the words in red are the book out of the lollygagging book. It's good to be out of that house. Now down to the nitty gritty. What first? Let's go to the Nickelodeon so we can scare everyone in the dark. Oh, look at that one. Wow, that must be one of those newfangled costumes. Quite impressive. And there's another nautilus shell behind him down back there. Just so good, Terry. She is the queen of prompts. All right, so let me show y'all Janet's and Terry's. Let me get over to IG, and then I also want to show you Tori's animation. Hang on, let's see here. Let me get over to Instagram. Let me go over here. I showed y'all Peggy's vintage vignettes. You'll have to go follow her. All right, let me find. Go to Terry. Well, let me show you Janet's first, then I'll show you what Terry did the same thing. So, because Janet did this. This was on Janet's stream yesterday. So she did this. She did that. She did this whole thing in under 3 hours, guys. She did this whole thing in under 3 hours. And then Terry Brett played along. And Terry played along and did this while Janet was doing hers. That was amazing. And let's see. Let me find Tori. Art. A-R-T. Artful Dabbler. Let me see if it comes up under Artful. Yeah, here we go. So Tori's been doing different little animations. I'm just going to show a few of them if that's okay. Let's see. They're in different stages. And I can't, and she's got music playing, so I'm not going to play the music. But Tori does these on Procreate. You'll have to remember, Tori is legally blind. And she's doing this on Procreate. You'll need to go follow her. Isn't this amazing? I didn't end up liking them. I gotta like that one. And then here's the next one. And I may not be showing them completely to the end, so y'all have to go follow her to see all her different little animations that she's doing here, and listen to the music with it. See, she's got music with them. Aren't these awesome? Hi, Ology. How you doing? It's been a while. Marsh, come in. Hi, Marsh, if I missed you. Let's see, here's, oh, this one she did, this one she did for Janet's doing butts on things for Inktober. So Tori's doing this. Let's see, does it have a pause or did it freeze? I don't know what happened. Oh, there it goes. So Tori's doing this for Janet. Butts on things. Look. She did that one for Janet. Right, Elise is laughing. So y'all go follow. It's artful_dabbler. Artful_dabbler. That's Tori. She's in Ireland. Right, Karen? Everybody's laughing at that one. Okay, so anyway, y'all rock it. I tell you, y'all do awesome prompts and different and then here's Debbie. Debbie's been doing a lot of coloring. This is from the newly released Love and Dystopia, a manga coloring book. So there's Debbie, and Debbie has some nice, bright, colorful Deb E. Mixed Media. She's been doing color book pages, and I got to find Tina's. Tina may have already left. Tina's coloring is amazing as well. Let me see. And that's Tina is Catacomic 64. Tina's doing, here's Tina. There's our Tina, Catacomic 64. And let's look up Cat and Paste. Cat and Paste just put out, she just did a haul video just released. So you can go watch, see what Cat and Paste did. But let me show you something she's done here. Here we go. Here's one of Cat and Paste's coloring pages. And y'all got to remember, a lot of these she does with crayons. Crayola crayons, people. So Cat she has a ton of followers on her coloring. Y'all go follow. I thought I saw her earlier, but I don't see her right now. Cat and Paste. Who else? Who else wants a shout out? Tell me right now. Tell me now. While we're shouting people out. Let's see. Let me go over here and see who else might pop up in my feed. I'll show you this is my Inktober. And I've done Inktober before, but not a poster. So my Inktober poster, you only get to see one image a day for the whole month. See, then there's the sea dragon, and there's my pumpkin just before it was finished. So yeah, but it's going to be the whole poster. So Brooke so Brooke, let me is your name Brooke on Brooke? Is it Brooke Lawrence? I don't have y'all's fake names memorized. There's Cat and Paste. There she is. Okay, Brooke Lawrence. Brooke Lawrence. Okay, what did she do here? I'm not sure what you did here. Oh, this is a color. Is this a color book page? Is that a color book page? Killer Clowns? Let's see. Then here's a flip of, it looks like a journal with, I don't know if it's all goth or what. No, it's not all goth. She did a journal flip. And who else? Oh, on your story. I don't think I do stories. Let me see. I got video there. Yeah, this? No, that's somebody else. Click your photo icon. Okay, hang on. This one right here? Is this what you're talking about? I'm not sure whose color book it is. I can't see any text under it, Brooke. So I don't know whose color book that is. You'll have to tell us whose. Okay, so it's private. So everybody has to, yeah. You can't see Brooke unless she approves you because she's private. What color book was that, Brooke? Whose book is that? I can't see any text to know who it is. That's a Bride of Frankenstein, but I don't know whose book that is. Okay, who else? Anybody? Just have to tell me your IG name. Anybody else want to shout out while we're sitting here for another minute? Artsology, how you been? I hope you're doing okay. I didn't do text. It's okay. It's a Mythagoria. Okay, Mythagoria by Shelley Carroll. Okay, I don't know that one, but I didn't even get what you call it's gory. Kirby's. I didn't get the Kirby's gory either. So Bye so much, Glitter. Thanks for coming in. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and let's do another bird here. Let's do this bird. Let's see. No, let's don't do another bird. Let's do something different. Let's see. What else? Let's do one of these flowers. Let's do one of these purple flower. Here we go. Let's do this. And we'll get a purple pin out. Get a nice dark purple pin. Let's see. What purple pin is? Maybe this one? We'll see if that'll show up. This is kind of a red violet, and this is more of a purple. So we'll try a couple of these. So if you have stamps, wet down, put some ink, ink your stamps on some plastic and make it look watercolory. And this is just on copy paper. It's a heavier copy paper. It's not like 20 weight, but I'm not sure what weight it is. And then doodle on it. And again, my inspiration was this page from Kate Rebecca Leach's, where she doodled on, where is it? She first did, hang on. She did a watercolor, and then she did a bunch of doodles, and then she punched it out. And I said, this just looks like, messy watercolor with doodles. I said, well, I'm going to use stamps. Instead of just doing watercolor, I'm going to do stamping. So I watered down, I just, on some plastic, put that on there, watered it down, and then stamped and made them look, this is what it looks like with no water. And then I just added a little bit of water to the stamped ink and did this. All right, so let's see. Let's do a couple of different doodles on here. Then we'll head out. I do appreciate y'all being here. I'm going to pick somebody to send some of these to. I'm going to randomly pick, for all you guys that stayed till the end, I'm going to pick a random person. If I pick a random person, I don't have your address. You'll have to send me your address. If you don't want to, that's fine too. So I just thought, this is just some lines. You could do some dots. I'll do half and half just so you can kind of see the different kind of doodles. So see, you can do. And now Janet would probably be here, and she'd do little white dots in between the lines. Y'all have to watch Janet doodle sometime, guys. If y'all haven't been to Janet's channel, watch her doodle. Oh my gosh. And Zentangle. See? Hi, Yvonne. Thank you. All right, now let's do a purple one here. And let's just see. Let's do some scribbles around the inside edge here. Just do a little bit of some little scribbles. Something like that. And you can use the black, the white, a color. So yeah. All right, let me see what I got over here to cut up. Let's cut up some. Cut Got a couple birds, and I'll give a regular one. Now this one, let's see. This one was the completed stamped out because I carved. So this is what the bird looked like, and then I said it needs some more carving around the feet. So I carved some more around the feet, and then I carved some more around the feet and gave him an angry bird. And but I like this one the best. So we'll send that one. So let's do this. Let's do this. Couple of birds. Let's pick out a couple things. I'm just going to pick a random person, and you can play and doodle with these. What else do I have in here? Oh, here's some more of these purple flowers. Let's do these. Okay, what else do I have under here? Oh, here, I can do an owl. And then you fussy cut them out. I didn't fussy cut one out for y'all. Let's see. Where's one of the birds here? See that? Let me get a scissors here. Let me just show you real quick. See, then you can fussy, and you can leave a little edge just like it would be a sticker if you wanted. But then you fussy cut your little doodles out, and then you can use them. Use them in your art journaling or planners, or wherever you use your ephemera and stuff. I won't go around his feet right now because it'd take too long, but you get the idea. So you can cut them out. Say, right? All right, there's some. What else did I get? Oh, a pea pod. Thanks all y'all that stayed to the end. Here's a chameleon. And again, these are the watered down ones. So they're not the completed stamp, the full on stamp like here. There's my frog, and there's like how you could doodle on the frog. Well, let's cut out a frog. Let's do that. Let's do the frog. Let's send the stamped one too. Okay. There we go. All righty. Let's see here. Get an envelope so I don't forget. All right. Did I get a purple flower in there? No purple flower. That one doodled on. Did I put a purple flower in there? Yeah, I did put some purple flowers in it. Okay, there's a little stack of stuff to doodle. All right, let's see. Who should I give it away to? Don't anybody get upset if I pick. I'm going to pick somebody. I'm going to scroll back the last few minutes. Let's see who's been here. Who's been here? Who's been here for a minute? I'm going to pick Pamela. Pamela Kane. Y'all stick around to the end and just might get a surprise. See her go in the background. Thank you, Pamela. So, Pamela, there you go. I'm going to send you that little stack to doodle with, okay? All right, guys. Well, I guess I'll head on out. I hope y'all enjoyed getting some ideas, and we got some inspo from Kate Rebecca Leach. And let me back out so I can show you both her books. This is her newest one. A whole bunch of us just got it yesterday. Me, Janet, Terry, quite a few of us got it. And then she also has the watercolor book. This was the first one. I got inspired to buy this one from Janet. So those are her two books. So I did a quick little flip at the beginning if y'all want to go back and look and see a little bit more, of them. I don't want to show the whole book. I try to show enough to get y'all to want to buy them, but I don't want to show you everything. You got to buy the book to see everything, right? So, all right. Thanks, Terry. And I do appreciate y'all being here in the super chats, and I do like shouting you guys out. We do try to, that's my motto at this channel is encouragement. That's my motto here. We like to encourage. So I hope y'all get encouraged, a little inspiration. And so I do appreciate all y'all being here. Thank you, Sylvia. All right, guys, y'all have a great rest of your week. uh, Devin, I don't know if she's gonna. Did she say she was gonna post today that she was gonna post a video come up at 3 o'clock? She's gone on to vacation, so she won't be streaming for the rest of um, October, but she's going to be posting videos every Wednesday. So y'all still need to check her channel. A pre-recorded video today. So y'all go 3 o'clock. She'll probably have them timed on a timer, so you can do that these days. All right, and yeah, so y'all go encourage each other, be nice to each other, and we will see you on Monday. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Bye, guys.